Welcome back to part 2 of the Q&A. We had some bangers in part 1, so let's go here with the rest of them. You've got a lot of questions here, buddy.
You've got a lot of fans.
He also said, really love the channel and can't wait for the new season to begin. My question, maybe it wasn't him. Oof, this could be a loaded question. About the weight restrictions that are in place. It's hard to know how that's going to... What's up, everyone? Massive thank you for all your questions. Your questions are actually fantastic. I haven't picked the questions. Gaz went through and picked these questions, so there could be a few curveballs. I'm not sure of this name, but it could be Lloyd Bernasconi. If it is, great. If it's not, I'm sorry. Do you get much time to ride on the road? And if so, what bikes are in the personal collection and which is your favourite? So, in my personal collection, I have a CB550, which is actually retired. It's under my stairs from 74. Restored by Daryl Young from IDP Moto. Really cool bike. I have a Z900 RS, which I would have rode, it's probably done 200 miles, honestly. But the bikes I ride the most are my motocross bikes. Right now I'm riding the YZF 250. Love that bike. But don't do too much on the road, to be honest. I'm definitely going to order the Tenere at 900 Yamaha. I rode it in Sardinia actually. It looks fantastic to ride on the road and off road. He also said, really love the channel and can't wait for the new season to begin. My question, maybe it wasn't him. This name's not here, guys. Really love the channel and can't wait for the new season to begin. My question is, do you think you're better now than you were in 19? I know the results don't show it, but for me, 23 was one of your best and most determined seasons. Good luck for 24. Well, I don't feel like I'm getting slower. I don't know if I'm getting much better because I feel like I've rode the wave and I'm learning new things, but how I ride the bike is quite similar. This adaptation to Yamaha is going to be really cool to see how I figure that out. I think it's a bike that's suited quite close to my style of corner speed and my smooth style. So do I think I was better than 19? I think I'm the same, very similar. Carlos Gonzalez, HB5IQ. What type and brand of energy supplements are you eating and drinking before you take to the grid or while on the grid? So this year I changed nutrition suppliers during the year to 226ers. Great product, right from supplements, health supplements to electrolytes, gels. But on the grid, basically on the grid, most of your nutrition should be catered for. And nutrition is just a backup to what you eat and fuel yourself with during the day. So you can't just rely on that to get you through. So my pre-race meal will be like boring chicken and rice, maybe some veg. But on the grid, I'll have an energy gel. Sometimes you can get really high carb energy gels. Depends how hot the race is, how I'm feeling as well, the mood, what I take. But generally, it's the 226ers high energy gel. I like the lemon flavor. That works quite well in my stomach. And yeah, that's about it. You've got a lot of questions here, buddy.
You've got a lot of fans.
Right, Trevor Hull 6648 from a long-term fan. What's your realistic assessment of your Yam versus the Ducati now? The weight restrictions are in place. And 2, what's the future of Northern Ireland riders on the world stage? Will Glenn Irwin or Rhys Irwin break through? Oof, this could be a loaded question. About the weight restrictions that are in place, it's hard to know how that's going to play out, to be honest, because if you can imagine, so we're talking about Bautista here, who with his leathers is 66 kilos. Me and my leathers 83. Plus or minus, depending on both. So the weight limits, there's a soft weight limit of 80 kilos per rider, if that's the standard. If you take that as a standard, so every kilo that you're under 80 kilos, you've got to put half a kilo on. So Bautista at 14 kilos under that 80 kilo mark has to put on 7 kilos. 7 kilos is probably the difference in fuel between Super Pole race and the real race. You know what I mean? So doesn't really have a big effect. I mean, I read some comments he made after the test that it transforms the bike, but you never know. He'll work it out with some time if he has to put weight, if they have to put weight and distribute it in the right way. I'm sure they might be even better. You know, in some tracks it might work better, or in some tracks it might work less. We just have to see. I think what Dorna have done, they pretty much took a 68 kilo, 69 kilo rider and made that soft limit 80 kilos. And so for me, I don't have to put any weight because I'm just slightly over that soft weight. Then the future of Northern Ireland riders in the world stage. Well, this one's like gets me because we don't have a world-class facility to grow up on. So all the riders that are really talented right now, like Glenn, like Reese, and tens and tens more, they all have to make that journey to BSB most weekends and ride there. And racing now is becoming more and more, you need so much financial backing to actually break through. What I feel in the World Championship is all these teams, they're struggling now to take a risk on new riders because it's easier to choose a rider that's maybe got some credentials already, or they have a bit of experience on the circuits. So I think it's very hard now for riders that have no experience in the world stage to make that jump. But it would be cool to see Glenn make that move. Maybe, I mean, he's with Ducati now, but Ducati have enough riders in World Superbike. It's hard for them to bring more in, but it would be great to have him in the paddock for sure. Andy Wainwright, 5037. When are you coming to Crescent Motorcyclist Verwood? Good news, I am coming. Bad news is I'm not sure when. I think I'm definitely coming before the Donington race, maybe the weekend before. So hope to catch you there. So that's it. That's the end of part 2 of the Q&A. Thank you so much for all your questions. Unfortunately, I couldn't get through all of them, but we're going to Jerez in a few weeks, so I might just sit down again, take some more questions. I really enjoyed answering them. Thanks very much for putting them forward, and keep watching my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure and do so, and I'll see you on track.